folks, it's Patriot Nurse, and in today's segment we're going to discuss what to do when the TSA steals your gun. As you can tell by my tone, this is hitting close to home, because while I was out traveling around the globe teaching my medical preparedness, actually it was locally in this country, I was teaching Medical Prep 101, and in transit my weapon was stolen, basically. Either the TSA or the baggage handlers at a choice of 3 airports, they took my weapon. And it was not in an official capacity, it was stolen. So when I got home and discovered this, I had a few things that I had to do. And I want to share that with you because I think that because this is increasing in its incidence, certainly, thefts of various different things, everything from iPads to flashlights and firearms, I think that other people are probably going to be in the situation. I wanted to tell you what I had to do about it. So when I get the luggage, I noticed there were a few things different first off about it. Whenever I check my bag, I'm fully TSA compliant. The weapon was in a locked, hard-sided case in the baggage. The lock was not a TSA lock. Then there was a second TSA compliant lock on the outside of the baggage case. I always go through the proper channels and do the right thing. Whenever I seal the baggage up in front of people, if I'm the one doing it, I leave it a certain way, so that way I know this is the way that it is for me, and anyone else who touches it will probably end up moving it. If the TSA inspects your weapon, usually you're there. Usually you're in their presence while they're doing this. That did not happen in this case. They checked it and everything was fine. So when I got the case back, I noticed that the TSA lock was missing from the outside, opened up the baggage, and lo and behold, the gun is not there. The entire case had been removed. So what I ended up having to do was 4 things. Number 1, I had to call the airline. I had to call the airline and go through the claim process, file a claim for a missing item. The second thing I had to do was I had to call the TSA, and I had to let the TSA know this is the time that I left this airport, my initial departure, this was my ticket number, this was the airline that I was with, had all of that stuff ready, and also the number of the baggage thing that they issue. So I had to have that too. After I called the TSA, then I called the jurisdiction, the police department, over the airport that I arrived at coming home, because that's where I had to file it from. So I did that. And once they did that, I had to have, when I called them, I had to have the weapon, the model number, caliber, and the serial number for the weapon. That way it could be entered into the database, so if the weapon shows up in the hands of someone at a pawn shop or whatever, that it registers as a stolen weapon. Or, God forbid, if it is used in a crime, it's registered as stolen. So that's that. And then the 4th thing I had to do was to call the BATF. The ATF doesn't look very kindly on weapons being lost inside airports. So once I did that, I had covered all my bases. Thanks to James Yeager, by the way, for coaching me through this process. I really appreciate that. But now it's just a game of waiting. And when I was reviewing this, I thought, okay, well, how do I prevent this from happening the next time around? Because I fly a lot. I'm flying all around the country every 2 to 3 weeks to teach medical preparedness classes, which I'm very passionate about, and you should come to them, by the way, shameless self-promotion. I travel a lot, so what do? Well, I talked to my friend Claude Warner, who was the lead instructor at the Rogers Shooting School. Claude owns a defense company now, but also he's a keen and probing intellect. He has written an article, which I have linked to down in the description box, about how to secure your stuff whenever you're traveling, namely your weapons. There are other things that you can do to secure things like iPads and knives and flashlights, etc. But theft is an increasingly problematic issue for not only TSA but the airports and those hiring baggage handlers. And we need to ask ourselves some questions here about our safety, or I guess I should say in Claude Warner's words, the theater that is safety at the airport. It is the theater. It is not effective. There are many instances that I can cite of the TSA missing important things or being overburdensome in their security measures when people travel. I don't need to bother getting a pap smear whenever I go through the TSA because they've got that covered for the year. But I wanted to basically give you guys a heads up. Whenever you're traveling through the airport, you need to be cognizant that they're going to go through your bags, and it doesn't necessarily matter if you've locked it or not. They cut the lock off. Whoever it was that stole my weapon cut the lock off of my bag. So I'm going to reference Claude's article down here for y'all to learn from. I will certainly be implementing this when I travel from now on, and hopefully it won't happen to you. But I thought I'd share. So if it can happen to me, it can happen to you. So protect yourself against it. Yes. Switching gears, I want to let you guys know about the upcoming Medical Prep 101 classes. I have a ton of classes coming up in the summer and also in the fall, and I'm already booking into 2014. So let me tell you first things first. Greenville, South Carolina is next weekend. That's June 9th, so you've got some time for that. June 30th is Sacramento, California. Going to be a wonderful class. Then I'm in St. Louis and Kansas City. The next month, in July, August, I'm going to be in Pittsburgh and Denver. August, September is White Plains, New York. October is Las Vegas and Yakima. I'm going to be doing a combination Medical Prep 101 and 201. You can save $78 if you register for the 201 right now. I don't know if I will continue that promotion in the future. It usually has a limited lifespan, but I want to let you guys know about it. November, I'll be going to Phoenix and Oklahoma City. December is Knoxville and Lakeland, Florida. Taking January off, probably. February, I'm going to be going to New Orleans and also Panama City, Florida. March is probably going to be the Texas tour, and it's going to be long, so I'm letting you guys know about that ahead of time. Whole bunch of classes coming up. Medical Prep 201 is the second day, and that will be debuted in Yakima. But I'm going to be a busy Chiquita running all around the country. I encourage you guys to come out to the classes. Check out the website, www.thepatriotnurse.com. Also, if you enjoyed the video today, please subscribe to me. Please subscribe to me, like me on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter. By the way, I want to thank a very sweet lady from Lyons, Colorado. Lyons, Colorado, Fortis Firearms. She sent me these lovely little earrings she made out of the spent brass. I want to thank you guys. Hope it was helpful for y'all. And for now, it's Patriot Nurse signing off, and I'll see y'all later.